Welcome back to The Goods. We are giving up the goods once again on a Friday. I'm your host, Brian Fonseca, basketballnews.com. Basketball News on social media, Basketball News' YouTube channel. Follow me on social media at Brian Fonseca, NY as in New York. Today we're going to be talking about the best NBA Finals performances in a loss. Not a game, but over the course of a series since the 1976 NBA-ABA merger, with apologies to Jerry West. Let's get this underway. In the first season after that merger, Julius Irving was one of the biggest names a part of that, played for the Philadelphia 76ers and led them to the NBA Finals, where they took on the Portland Trailblazers, and the Portland Trailblazers had Bill Walton, who was still in his prime at this point. Julius Irving, 33 points in Game 1. The Sixers later led 2-0 before losing the series in 6 games, 4 straight. Irving averaged 30.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, 5 assists, almost 3 steals a game, and 1.2 blocks per game in those 6 games. Doug Collins was the only other Philadelphia 76er to average more than 13 points per game. Irving had 37, 9, and 7 in Game 3 and 46 and 8 in Game 6. He later did get his NBA championship ring in 1983, but again, was one of the main ABA players who came over, so made an immediate impact in the NBA. Next up, we're going to the 1986 NBA Finals. A young center named Akeem Olajuwon, not yet Hakeem Olajuwon, led the Houston Rockets to the NBA Finals as a number 2 seed in the Western Conference in just his second season, where they took on one of the best Boston Celtics teams of the 1980s. Akeem Olajuwon was a number 1 overall pick in 1984, ahead of Sam Bowie and Michael Jordan, and was already in the NBA Finals, had 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks in a Game 1 loss against the Celtics, had 23 points and 8 rebounds despite doubles and triple teams, seeing them all game in a Game 3 victory, making the series 2-1. He had 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 blocks in a do-or-die Game 5, getting the Rockets' second win of the series, averaged 25 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals over the course of the series, announcing himself as one of the best centers in the NBA at the time. He later won NBA championships in 1994 and 1995, so while he fell short here, he ended up getting his later on. If this list was in order, many would say that this man should be number 1, and that is Charles Barkley in the 1993 NBA Finals, leading his Phoenix Suns against Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, who were going for their 3rd straight title. And Charles Barkley was sensational. Game 2, 42 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 16 of 26 from the field, 10 of 12 on free throws. In Game 3, 24 points and 19 rebounds in a Game 3 triple overtime win against the Bulls in Chicago. They won 129-121 to make the series 2-1 Bulls. In Game 4, had 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, one of the only NBA Finals triple-doubles we've seen, and he did that on 10 of 19 shooting, 12 of 15 from the line. Even though they lost 111-105, it was a great performance nonetheless. Barkley averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 5.5 assists per game, shot 48% from the field, shot 75% on 56 free throw attempts in just 6 games. Barely had the highest usage rating among starters on his team at 26.1. One of the best NBA Finals performances we've ever seen, despite not winning it. Next up, another candidate for the best one on this list, LeBron James in the 2015 NBA Finals, leading his Cleveland Cavaliers in his first season back against the Golden State Warriors of that time. Kevin Love was out. Kyrie Irving fractured his kneecap in Game 1 in overtime, and LeBron James, just looking at his counting stats alone, you could tell he had an awesome series. 44, 8, and 6 in Game 1, and then Game 2 onward, 39, 16, and 11, 40, 12, and 8, 20, 12, and 8, 40, 14, and 11, and 32, 8, and 9, had a usage rating of 40.8 and a turnover percentage only of 8.5, which was the 3rd lowest on the team despite the high usage, had a defensive rating of a team best 104, averaged 36, 13, and 9, even though his shooting splits were kind of underwhelming, but you know he had to carry a heavy load on that team. His second leading scorer in that series, Timofey Mozgov, which I don't think a lot of people remember, and LeBron James had them back in the finals the next year, winning Cleveland's first ring in a very long time as a city. Let's get to some honorable mentions before we get to our last one on this list. We have Kevin Durant in 2012, 5-game series. They lost 4-1 to the Miami Heat, LeBron's first title, but Kevin Durant averaged 30.6 points, 6 rebounds, 1.4 steals, 1.0 blocks per game on 55, 39, 84 shooting splits, and shot 47% that series and never scored under 25 points in any game. In 2001, Allen Iverson leading his Philadelphia 76ers to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. They also lost in 5 games. It was the second of the Lakers three-peat. Iverson averaged 35.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game, had 48 points in a memorable Game 1 overtime victory, and less than 35 points only once after. And then LeBron James in 2017 lost 4-1 to the Golden State Warriors. That team had Kevin Durant, but LeBron James was sensational. 33.6 points per game, 12 rebounds, 10 assists per game, so averaged a triple-double. Shot 56% from the field and 39% from 3. The reason why this one didn't make the top 5 was because it was a 5-game series as opposed to a 6-game series, and he had more help in this one than he did in that one, but still had lines of 28, 15, and 8, 29, 14, and 11, 39, 11, and 9, 31, 11, and 10, and 41, 13, and 8. Our last one, on arguably the most even playing field in NBA Finals history, Jimmy Butler takes on the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James with his Miami Heat. In Game 1, they led at one point 25-12, and then Goran Dragic got hurt, tore his foot, didn't come back until Game 6, wasn't quite the same. Bam Adebayo also injured his shoulder in this game, didn't come back until Game 4, they lost. But later on, in a 2-0 deficit, Jimmy Butler in Game 3 with a playoff triple-double, 40 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, making the series 2-1, and then while down 3-1 in Game 5, led the way. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 steals, and a block, and averaged 26.2 points per game in the series with about 10 assists, 8.3 rebounds, 2.2 steals, and shot 55% from the field, 47 of 53, 89% on free throws over the course of that series. So many casual NBA observers, this is where playoff Jimmy was born, and even though he had some success before, this is where he really turned the corner in terms of stardom. And that's all we have for today. Like, comment, debate, whatever. Just be respectful. Let us know what you think. Let us know who we missed, who we disrespected, etc. And remember the rules. We went from the merger on. So if you're going to come at us with Jerry West, I don't want to hear it. Make sure you follow Basketball News on social media. Like, subscribe on YouTube right here. Follow me at Brian Fonseca NY, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.